G'day guys, it's Casey here from Lured In Fishing. Today I want to share with you 5 tips when fishing hard body lures. In particularly small hard bodies just like this one here. Absolutely deadly for chasing species such as estuary perch, bream, flathead, trout, Australian bass. A massive variety of fish will eat a hard body lure. There's all different shapes and sizes, but doing this type of fishing, especially when chasing the estuary perch that I love, it is one of my absolutely favourite ways to fish. So, stay tuned for 5 tips to make your life easier when using hard body lures. One of the first things I look for when fishing hard body lures, it comes down to the rod and reel that you're using. For this type of fishing, I've got a 6'10" extra fast action finesse rod, and I've got that matched with a 2500 dial reel there. Now this particular rod, extra fast action, every time I twitch that tip, it twitches this little lure. So I can twitch and pause this little shad style hard body. Everything I do happens to this lure. Nice fast action, essential for fishing with hard body lures. When you're fishing with hard body lures, there's a heap of different sizes and profiles you can choose from. This little one here, this is what I would refer to more as a shad style hard body lure. It's a short, more stout sort of profile, and it has a medium sized bib. This is going to run at a medium depth, not too deep, not too shallow. Ideal for fishing in areas around that 1.5 to 2 meters of water. Now, if I am fishing somewhere shallower, I might find myself using more of a minnow style, which will be longer and skinnier and will usually have a shorter bib. Now, one thing that makes jerkbaits so special is the fact of whether they float or sink or suspend. Now, knowing what your lure does is essential to fishing this lure correctly. When fishing with hard body lures, I love to use a braided fishing line. On this combo, this braid is 6 pound, nice and light. It's going to cast this light little lure nice and far, but it's also going to give me nearly no stretch. So when I twitch that lure, it twitches that hard body. When I get a bite on that lure, I can feel it through the rod straight away. It's instant response, and it is essential when fishing with hard body lures, especially jerkbaits. One thing I'll see people doing quite often when fishing with lures is using lure clips. Now, when you're putting lure clips on hard body lures, it is essential that you use something nice and small. If you go too big, you will affect the action of that lure and it won't do what you want it to do. So nice, small, light lure clips, nothing too big to get the maximum best action out of that lure. One thing I find super important, and one of the last things I like to check when I'm about to cast my lure, is making sure my drag is set applicably for fishing with hard body lures, especially jerkbaits. A lot of the time you'll be picking up a bit of slack in your line. If your drag is too loose, especially on that initial strike, you will not get the hooks into those fish. You've got a big hard bit of plastic here. A lot of the time when the fish grab it, especially the perch, they won't have hold of the hooks yet. They'll just have hold of the lure. Giving it a good strike, having a tight enough drag to pull those hooks in really makes a difference. When you get the bites, you want to maximize them. So make sure you're setting your drag applicably. Once you've set hooks in the fish, you can always back it off if need be, if you're worried about that fish pulling the hooks. So make sure your drag set applicably. Guys, hopefully those tips help you when you're fishing with hard body lures. So if you want to see more of this, if you want to see me use some on-water examples of my favorite retrieves, jump onto the Lured In Fishing website, sign up. That video will be available to our members. As for now, if you're enjoying these YouTube videos, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, like, subscribe, make sure you give it a share. Hopefully these tips help you catch a couple more fish.